Trump is a cult leader, and it should be absolutely no surprise that he appeals to the more ignorant and hateful part of our country, because people who lack critical thinking skills and who are hateful of other people are so much more easy to control. Because guess what? It is so much easier to think that the problems in our country lay within the immigrant population, lay within any of the minorities, lay within anything outside of the government itself. But he has done such a good job convincing more than half of this country, it seems, that the problem lies everywhere outside of us. That there's nothing that we're doing as a country that's incorrect and is causing the immense pain that most people are going through. But instead, he's convinced the ignorant and the hateful that, yeah, no, the immigrants are the problem. The immigrants are the reason that you can't have a good living wage. The immigrants are the reason why food prices are going up. The immigrants are why you can't get a good home for a good price. Like, how does any of this make sense? It doesn't make sense, right? And that's exactly why these people follow him. Blindly support him, blindly follow him. Like, anytime, and I have people who I know support Trump, and every time I speak to them about, oh, look at what he did, XYZ, it's like, oh, but he wants to get the immigrants out, but he wants to make our country a better place. Show me in the last 5 months how Trump has made this country a better place, because I can name a million of how he's made this country worse.
What do you mean you didn't know? I am being so sincere right now because I truly want to understand how it is possible that in this day and age where we have access to any piece of information that we want in our hands, and we have 40 years of history that we can look back on for this individual, where a scenario exists that you legitimately wouldn't know. There have been dozens of women who have made allegations of SA that span 4 decades. There's video, pictures, audio, testimonies, flight logs. He has been held accountable in court for one of those essays. Where's the confusion? This is also an individual that has a history of conning people, not paying people. He's been in court hundreds of times over the last 4 decades. And I think he's lost about 92% of these lawsuits because he, in fact, does scam and cheat people. He has been found guilty of fraud in a court of law on 30 however many counts. Where's the confusion? Why are you not connecting that all of those things that span 40 years are the same exact person that is now in the White House right now? Where's the disconnect? And beyond that, where was the confusion about his policies? He told you what he was going to do. There's a 900-page manifesto. I know he said that, no, I don't know anything about that. But before the election, I asked, what is the difference between the policies that he's presenting and he's owning up to and the policies in Project 2025? I never got an answer because they were in fact the same. What he was saying out loud as the policies that he wanted to implement was what was in Project 2025. Yet we were told, no, that's not the case. How did you not know? I want to understand.
So I saw a social media post from somebody I used to know quite a while ago. I don't interact with them on social media, but occasionally I'll see something from them, and this one caught my eye. And it's asking the question, how could somebody possibly sever a tie with a family member or a friend over who they voted for? And this question, I guess, keeps getting asked by people who have been cut off by family members or cut off by friends, and they don't understand it. And they seem to think that it's a very trivial thing, and it really isn't. I mean, it is simple. It is a question of, it's not a question of I like vanilla versus you like chocolate. It is a question of morality. You voted for somebody who is going out of their way to take rights away from people and is just doing a lot of shitty things in office. And you are certainly free to vote for whoever you want. And yeah, that's fine. But people are also entitled to protect their energy, protect themselves and protect their peace. And a lot of people do not want that kind of energy around them. MAGA people are not fun to be around. And you can certainly be MAGA if you want to, but that doesn't mean people are going to want to be around you. And people are practicing healthy boundaries. They don't want that energy. They don't want that energy around them. Most normal people don't want that energy around them. And what baffles me is that these people don't get why people don't want to be around them. And it's like, it's an incredible lack of self-awareness. And I'm like, if you don't get it by now, you're never going to. I mean, it just baffles me. It's weird. So this has the potential to be not only the FAFO of the year, but the FAFO of the century. It seems that less than 24 hours after Republicans passed these gerrymandered maps and this redistricting bullshit, they're having a little bit of regret, apparently. You see, when you redraw maps, you're not creating land. You can't create land. So you have to take from other districts. And in an attempt to take these 5 seats, they may have inadvertently put 10 other seats into play for 2026. And evidently, Republicans are having a little bit of buyer's remorse. Appears that they can't even gerrymander properly. So this is going to get very interesting. And man, wouldn't that be poetic justice if they ended up having more competitive races in some of those other districts? That would be poetic justice, especially with the gerrymandering that's going on in California and the gerrymandering that's going to be happening in New York. They might have just shot themselves in the foot.
Did you guys see that woman talking about her father getting kicked out of the nursing home? Well, apparently the nursing homes are kicking out their Medicare patients. And she was like, why would they do that? And everyone in the comments was like, honey, this is what you voted for. This is Medicare cuts. This is the big, beautiful bill. And she was like, no, that's not it. Yes, it is. I work in skilled nursing. 90% of the residents that are in there, they are Medicare patients. These buildings stay open because of Medicare. They will close down. They will not care for your aging parents and grandparents for free. They will send them home to you. You will have to quit your job and stay home and take care of them. That means you're going to have to be the caregiver for your father, your husband, your kids. You're going to have to quit your job. You're going to do all this on half the income for your household. This economy is going to suffer greatly when these places start closing down. This is one of the reasons, this is the main reason why I did not want to rely on the U.S. for my income while I'm living abroad. The economy here is bound to crash. When you cut Medicare like that and these places close, a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. The dollar is going to suffer. There is no forethought with these people. They have no idea what is happening.
Donald Trump has always been the worst candidate for that presidency. I'll tell you why. Let's talk about the division. So Donald Trump has always spearheaded division, but not unity. From day one, Trump built his brand on hate and fear. He pits Americans against each other. Immigrants versus citizens. Black versus white. Neighbors versus neighbors. That's not leadership, it's manipulation. Let's talk about the broken promises that Trump has always delivered. He swore he will bring jobs back. Instead, billionaires and corporations got massive tax cut. Regularly, people left behind. Wages didn't rise, cost went up, and workers got nothing. Without forgetting what he promised, the Epstein file. Trump has always been a threat to democracy, and I'll tell you why. So Trump treats democracy like it's optional. He refused to accept election results. He calls it up dictators. and encourage violence on January 6th. That's not patriotism, that's hunger for power. When crisis hit, Donald Trump has always been the worst person to handle it. When COVID hit, Trump had a chance to lead. Instead, he mocked masks, he spread lies, and his decision cost hundreds of thousands of lives. That failure alone should have disqualified him forever. Let's talk about the career built on lies. Trump lies about everything: the economy, immigration, healthcare, and even the weather. Lies are his political strategy, and those lies have poisoned the American politics.